Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. Today I want to show you how you can make your own all-natural scouring powder that can also double as a dishwashing detergent. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to give you 3 different recipes and they're all extremely simple. Each one has a little bit more in it than the other. Now the one that I use is the simplest one, and then I'll explain why. So the one I use is 1 part just plain old white salt. You know, just this is what you use that cheap crud salt for that you shouldn't eat. So 1 part of that, and then 2 parts baking soda. So I'm gonna get this. I made this so it'll give me just a little better than a quart. So I have a 1.5 cups. Yeah, 1.5 cups of salt. And so what I want is 3 cups, obviously, of the baking powder. Now this is only a 4-cup measuring cup. So that gets me up to 4 cups. Okay, I had to go grab my fork because again I forgot it. And so obviously with the 4 cups I need 1 more 1/2 cup for this to equal 3 cups of the baking soda. So 1.5 cups of salt, 3 cups of baking soda. So that's why I like to use it in parts. So just think 1 part to 2 parts. That way you can make as small a batch as you want. My goal is I want to fill up this quart jar and then hopefully have a little bit extra to add to this smaller jar. Because I keep one of these in, you know, each bathroom and in the kitchen. Okay, so the reason, now I'm going to tell you while I'm mixing, I'm going to explain to you what the other recipes are. So if you need something that has a little bit more grease fighting, you're going to add another 1 part of borax. And then if you need something that's going to help remove, you know, not leave spots behind, then you're going to add 1 part citric acid. You can do all of those in one. So you can do the 2 parts baking soda, 1 part salt, 1 part borax, 1 part citric acid. And then, you know, if you need to, adjust your measurements, you know, as you experiment with it to suit you. Now let me explain why I only use these 2. Because I like to use it, though I wash my dishes by hand using water that I heat up on the wood stove or the solar run hot plate. Typically that's how I wash dishes, but every once in a while I do run the dishwasher. And with my experimentations I found that the baking soda salt method, then using a vinegar rinse works best. The vinegar rinse helps prevent, you know, remove spots. It's not entirely perfect, but it does help. Now the borax works good for removing grease, but I do not like using it in the dishwasher because even with the vinegar rinse, it leaves terrible spots. Now, and again, sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen, so I have no idea if all that mixing got in the camera, but I guess that's not important because you got the idea. Alright folks, I'm sorry about the noise. I don't want to have to reshoot that last scene again because that's like actually the 2nd time I've tried to make this video where I've been mixing the scouring powder and then had to delete it because something happened. So I'll leave that, but I'll reshoot this part at least. So anyway, just to reiterate, in case it doesn't all get heard, the reason I use the 2 ingredient one, baking soda, salt, is instead of using the citric acid and or the borax is this. If I add the citric acid to this, it turns it to concrete and it's almost impossible to get out of the jar. However, you can make your own dishwashing tablets using the citric acid because you want that acid in there to help get the spots off the dishes. For me, it's easier just to have this and then put the vinegar in the rinse cycle than take up more space, especially for as little as I actually use my dishwasher, since I mostly wash by hand. And then as far as the borax, obviously I don't like adding that in there, because if I'm going to use this for the dishes, the borax spots way worse than anything, that even putting citric acid or a vinegar into the rinse cycle, it still leaves spots really bad. At least that's my experience. So you can try the different mixes for all your different chores and find out what works best for you. And just, you may like those other methods better. They may work better for you, but this is what works best for me. And then one more thing I was going to say for cleaning the tub, where you get this soap scum and it's kind of greasy. I found it best to use this mix and then a little bit of Dr. Bronner soap. You see, I saved this pretty avocado oil bottle and I put some tea tree Dr. Bronner soap in there. Now I do make my own liquid soap, but I have a lot of Dr. Bronner soaps saved up in several different scents, and so I'll still be using that. And then once I'm done with that, I'll just be making my own liquid soaps. But yeah, just a little bit of that because it's very concentrated with this, and then just scrub, and it'll take the greasy stuff out of your tub. And it works great. I love it, and I don't have to worry about toxins. It's all natural, and it's just great stuff. So I think that was everything, and if there's anything else I remember, I may add it to the description box, and I'll give you links to Dr. Bronner soap if you want to try it, because it really is great stuff, especially if you're not into making your own soap. I highly recommend going with Dr. Bronner's because you can use it for so many things. Alright, so there it is, all natural scouring powder that you can easily make yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Thanks for watching, take care, and God bless.